Clip of the day.
Let me see. I just caught a few things early on. This was MSNBC was funny as usual. Some of the things I saw in the pre-show. And this is Maddow with Brian Williams and kind of describing how Democratic caucuses work.
Those are not vote equivalents.
Of course not.
They're not votes in the same way that they do actually represent votes in the Republican side. The Democrats count differently. What we're watching here is a Republican caucus, and they're tallying up these paper ballots that were cast by every participant at this particular Republican caucus site in Des Moines. On the Democratic side, you don't count folded pieces of paper. You count heads. You count human beings that moved themselves to a specific part of the room.
In herds.
In herds, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like sheep. In herds, yes. Like sheep is how you do it.
For somebody explaining how they round up and round down, and the whole thing is so convoluted.
Well, she actually says that at the end of this clip here.
To indicate who they supported, and then what that's reported out of that caucus is state delegate equivalent, which is something that is too boring to understand at this point in the race. We won't need to understand it unless we get really, really, really arcane in the closeness of this race.
No. Brian Williams.
You didn't explain anything.
Well, of course not. Brian Williams was back. Of course, he's after all his lying and all of his mistakes about the truth.
He's
exaggerated. So
he's a pathological liar.
Yes, he was demoted.
Like Hillary.
He was demoted to MSNBC to do the breaking news stuff, and he said something just fabulous.
Also, there's going to be some data floating around, especially the internet tonight, because there are entry polls getting taken of people going into their caucuses. Yes. Entry pollster hands you a form. You kind of choose to self-define yourself. The first wave of that data is notoriously suspect. So don't believe everything you see and hear tonight. We hopefully will be the purveyors of truth and justice here.
That's a borderline clip of the day.
Well, I'll take borderline.
Clip of the day.
If you wake up with the blues, trying to fill your day with news, there's one thing you must remember: no agenda in the morning.
For a healthy, balanced news diet, try NoAgendaShow.com.